Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome back to the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle. Got my cousin Papa Dennis in studio today. Looking forward to today's episode. If you have not checked out the recent Just Unconventional podcast episode, I'm telling you right now, you're missing out. So make sure you go tune into the last two episodes. Actually, they've been pretty good as expected, right? That's what my cousin does. He just creates great content. So make sure you go check
Oh
out
man,
Papa
don't
Dennis
hype me up like that.
Just Unconventional podcast. Been very entertaining, very informative as well. Again, I always let him know that one day, he just has the mind of of an executive of the wrestling world. I always tell him that,
Oh
he
Lord,
he knows what the peoples want. He knows how to get people in chairs, right? He knows
this
how to
guy
be able.
is really hyping me up right now,
No, no,
guys.
not no, not. He knows how to see the future of the way technology is going, right? Streaming, all those type of things. He just has that niche. So I'm telling y'all, I would not be surprised one day he's an executive for some type of wrestling company, independent or big scene, and he gonna have it. He gonna have it rolling, man. He gonna have it rolling like hot pancakes. Don't even worry about it. Well, welcome in everybody. This is the Grateful Gab Sports Huddle. Looking forward to it. Got the Sports Huddle rundown coming here shortly. The daily verse, and then we're gonna be getting into it. So stay tuned and let's roll. Daily verse for the day of January 29th, 2025, derives from the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 7, and it states as follows. But the end of all things has drawn close. Therefore, be sound in mind and be vigilant with a view to prayers. Amen. And again, it's from the
Amen.
book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 7. And before we get into the sports huddle rundown, man, I want to give a shout out to Keen, Reen Keen. This is a young man I met, about half a year ago. He's from Florida, and I've mentioned him before on here as well. He's a baseball player, young kid, young baseball player. He's a catcher out of Florida, South Florida, I believe like the Fort Lauderdale area. But he tagged me in his story the other day, and I didn't see it. I'm not too active on social media, but I saw it today, and I really appreciated him for showing love and shouting me out for you know, having giving him some type of confidence and boost to and motivation to keep pushing forward in his life. And and that's what I do it for. And not even to be, recognized for, but to be able to have an impact on people's lives is a great thing to be able to do. So shout out to him, man. And you just keep going, young man. I messaged you and you keep that to heart. But the biggest thing, like I told him, you keep God first. That's the conversation we had many, many months ago. And that's what conversation I'm always try to have with everybody. It's not me that's motivating you, right? I'm just doing my part to be a tool to let people know that when you keep God first in your life, and you follow his path and you do his will, great things will come. You're going to have success. So I want to be able to put that out there and just let everybody know I appreciate all the love that anybody wants to be able to share to me, but ultimately it all goes to Jehovah, right? At the end of the day, we have to be able to do his will, right? Follow his son Jesus and live our best life accordingly, and everything will be taken care of. So I just want to give him a shout out, tell him I appreciate him, and keep doing your thing. Looking forward to see your success in the baseball world, just in your life, period, right? Everybody might not go and be professional, but it's about the effort you give, the people you help along the way, and what type of man you'll ultimately be. So shout out to Reen and appreciate the love, man. So let's get into the sports huddle rundown, and then we will get into it. Woo, boy, the sports huddle gonna be spicy today, boy. We got some things to discuss. Looking forward to it, man. Again, make sure y'all go check out my cousin Matt, Just Unconventional Podcast, latest episode. It was great, great rant, just great insight to everything he was able to, bring into his
We
conversations
have
on his
a
platform. So
connection
really looking
issue.
forward to it. So the sports huddle rundown is as follows. Got the NFL championship weekend recap. It was some interesting games. We'll give our takes
Internet
of
was on.
the results of those games and why we think those games played out the way they did. NFL coaching carousel. We had some different coachings, hirings this week. People got picked up from different positions, different jobs. NFL Hall of Fame snub, right? Something that's been going on around the internet world rapidly, right? The results of the this latest Hall of Fame NFL class, ringside coverage, NBA season, the Unrivaled League, National Hockey League, and NCAA men's and women's top 25. So stay tuned. Looking forward to it, and let's
But
get
it's
into it.
still showing like he's blurred. What's your story?
Gotta find these buttons.
Hmm.
Why you play? All right, so NFL weekend, championship weekend. I mean, it's a bittersweet moment. Super Bowl is what is this? 11 days away, give or take.
Pretty
I don't know. It's
much.
on February 8th. So what is this? What's today? Thursday. But yeah,
Yeah.
11 days away. Pro Bowls this weekend. Worst event in football. I hate to see it. Especially when my members of my team are. I don't know if they're participating or not, but they were selected. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. So championship weekend, right? We both picked the Broncos to win. We both failed. Broncos failed. They failed actually. We didn't fail.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They gave the game away. Honestly, they gave the game away. I mean, the defense played spectacular.
Yes, they
Right?
did.
They did everything they were supposed to do. Sean Payton left points on the board. Right? They were up 7-0 or 7-3, one of those. Late in the second quarter, they went for it on the fourth down drive in the red zone. And granted, that didn't amount to points for the Patriots, but ultimately at the end of the day, it amounted to points for the it kept points off the board for the Broncos, and that ultimately came back to bite them in the butt, right? The Patriots offense couldn't do anything. And then the weather didn't help out. The weather did not help out in regards to the ability to move the ball or score points in the second half, right? Block field goal from the Patriots. And even before that, right? The fumble that the backup Stidham gave away, right? We spoke about, not being able to turn the ball over, him, playing a clean game, him not losing the game, or him not winning the game either, but turnover equals losses in the playoffs, and that's what happened. And, the Patriots turned the ball over late in that game or late in the second quarter, or whatever it was, right before half. And the Patriots, or third, it was one of those. It was either late in the second quarter or beginning of the third quarter, but the Patriots are able to finally get the ball in Broncos territory, and they scored a touchdown, quarterback run by Drake May. So it was really a matter of the Broncos gave the game away, and the Patriots capitalized when they needed to. I was emphasizing the point of Sean Payton leaving points on the board late in that second quarter. So well, yeah, that was my take. I really capitalized on things you missed. I just spoke about how Stidham, he found a way to lose the game for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Right. And then also Payton as a head coach, he failed his team in the long run. I appreciate the aggressiveness, but ultimately it kept points off the board for your team where points were necessary in that game. Points are already low as a total 14 total points scored. You missed a couple field goals in the second half. The weather didn't help you out, and the momentum just went down from there. Right. The Patriots defense betted on themselves, along with the weather, that they could keep the Broncos from scoring.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So
that Broncos really didn't have an effective run game to try to move the ball, because you got to be able to run the ball in the snow games, man.
Right. And I think honestly, the first half, I don't know what's going on. And I just honestly think the first half was, the Broncos were able to run the ball. I believe total rush yards. Let's see how many total rush yards they had. And I got to do better and make sure I pull these stats and stuff up beforehand. But, it's still important to kind of go back and, break down the game, to kind of fact check yourself. But the Broncos in the first half, right, they were able to run the ball. They were able to that helped them set up play action, right? That play action play in the red zone early in the game where Stidham hit Sutton on that touchdown pass. Right? Play action, the run game helped them set that up. And honestly, like I said, I just think, ultimately Sean Payton did not put his guys in position well enough to win that game. That's what it came down to. And now I think the Patriots got their hands full, right? As we transition to look to the NFC Championship game. Now that game was everything that we expected it to be, right? You know, high scoring, competitive, just give everything you got type of game. And that's exactly what it was. And granted, I think the game for the the Patriots Broncos game was like that as well, right? We can't take anything from either one of these teams. The Broncos defense played lights out. Ultimately they did enough for their team to be able to win. And the Patriots team, they played well enough to get the win as they did. So I don't know what's going on with ESPN here, or I don't know if it's my app or whatever, internet, who knows. But can't get that information right now, but it's popping up. So yeah, so
I'm back.
the Broncos gotcha. The Broncos in the first half, total rush yards, they had 79, right? 13 carries, 37 yards. And like I said, I was talking about the run game in the first half was working for the Broncos, right? They were able to run the ball early in those drives. Right, they started off kind of flaky, right? Because they started off the first possession with two straight runs, three straight runs. No, yeah, two straight runs, and then they had to throw it on first down, and that was their first 3 and out. Then they came back, run pass, and that set up that play action touchdown for Sutton in the end zone. But then in the second half, they just went away from the game plan, right? And I was just saying, Sean Payton did not call enough plays to put his team in position. Honestly, that's what it comes down to. That's what I think. And but it just wasn't good enough for the Broncos to win. Like I was just saying, the Patriots got their hands full though. Because you go over to the NFC Championship matchup, Seahawks Rams was the total opposite game. Both games were competitive, but the Seahawks Rams game really showed the difference of a team that can go and win the championship. Either one of those teams who won could potentially beat the Patriots. And now we got the Seahawks over the Patriots with the Seahawks victory over the Rams, 31-27. That was a phenomenal game, right? Well, a lot of back and forth. The Seahawks will go up. People think they about to walk away with the game. The Rams said no, and then that last drive of the game to try to set up a touchdown or win the game for the Rams, Seahawks just came through, right? I mean, the young secondary for the Seahawks is going to be the deciding factor, really, in that playoffs because the run defense for the Seahawks, the Patriots ain't gonna be able to run the ball. I would be shocked if they run the ball well against the Seahawks in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, and they're best going to be able to try to pass the ball with May and Diggs and all those guys over there. But man, I mean, them young guys in the secondary of Seattle, the boys different. So looking forward to the Super Bowl matchup, right? Seahawks. I was looking at a skit the other day about the 2018 quarterbacks, and they were like their NFL script career, and they was like, they had Lamar Jackson. They were like, oh yeah, you'll win 2 MVPs, regular season MVP. And then they had Josh Allen. They were like, oh, you'll win one MVP. And they were like, oh, he was like, oh, I know I make it to the Super Bowl, right? I make it to the Super Bowl. And then they were like, Sam Darnold. And they talk about Sam Darnold career. They were like, yeah, you third number 3 overall pick, and you with the Jets, you with the Panthers, you with the Vikings, you with so many different teams. And you with the Seahawks. But they said, oh, you said, oh, your career was a bust. And they said, oh no, but he actually missed the Super Bowl. And I'm like, dang, he gonna win the Super Bowl, bro. Seahawks are gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, I just can't see the Patriots beating this team, bro. Like, I mean, it's not just Sam Darnold. Of course, Sam Darnold's a quarterback, and he's gonna get credit for being able to win. But you got Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? He made history last week. Put himself in the lights of great wide receivers like Julio Jones, Percy Harvin, like guys like that who had 150 plus reception yards in a championship game, the NFC championship game. Like, I mean, in the conference championship game, not just NFC. And this kid, he just different, man. Them Ohio State wide receivers, them boys got to be drug tested, but they different. But nah, man, I'm just really looking forward to this matchup in the Super Bowl, right? Patriots, Seahawks. And again, the Patriots really have to bring everything, right? Anything they've been hiding, they holding on to some type of play that they can execute and they do well. They're gonna have to bring it out against the Seahawks because if not, it's gonna be a long, long day for them, right? And no funny story. I was looking at this the other day. The only teams to win championships for the AFC in the last 8, right? either the Chiefs or it's been the Patriots. Of course, the last couple of years have been the
Yeah.
Chiefs. But other than that, it's the Chiefs or the Patriots to represent in the Super Bowl besides the Bengals. Other than that, it's been those teams. So the AFC is really, cookie water for real. I mean, and like I was telling one of my homeboys, my brother Sean, I said, hey, this is just y'all to win now, cause y'all know when Patty get back in this playoff, y'all know what he do. He
Yeah.
come back on a vengeance. He got injured and he had a losing season.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. They,
Now
that.
Lamar
So
stepped back in the
yeah,
playoffs.
man. Right, or Lamar, those type of guys. He he hungry. He got a new head coach, so it's his same mindset. He don't just want NFL MVPs. He want to win. Just like we said years ago, or whatever it was. Lamar Jackson right now would trade his NFL MVPs for a
Yep.
Super Bowl easily. You know what I mean? So that's people don't come to the league to say, "Oh, I want to just be an MVP. I want to be an MVP." There's been hundreds and thousands of MVPs, but how many Super Bowl champions have there been? Right? It's only been 60 Super Bowls. So that means it's 52 guys on the roster. I can't do the math right now, but do the math. You know what I mean? Like, so
He said 60
but
Super Bowls.
this is the 60 it's Super Bowl
60
60,
Super Bowls,
and it's
60
52.
quarterbacks.
Right. So yeah, So only 50 other 9 quarterbacks can say, and not even 59 other quarterbacks, because some quarterbacks won multiple Super Bowls. You got the Tom Brady,
Yeah.
you got the Patrick Mahomes, you got all these guys. So really, when you look at it, about 35 quarterbacks, if they have won Super Bowl, Brady got what, 8 by himself, 7 or 8. Patrick Mahomes got 11, right? So shoot, that take it to what? I can't do the math. What is that? 50? What? 40? What? 48? Shoot, that's 11 between them two. I mean, so hey, and then you got Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning
Right,
got
he got
2.
2.
I think Troy
You got
Aikman got a couple.
who else got 2? Right, you know what I
I
mean?
think
Like,
John
so
Elway got a couple.
The slim pickings, my boy. It's slim pickings. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man. But what's up? One name? Russell Wilson. He got one in
Yeah,
there.
Russell
So
got
hey,
one in there.
the numbers it's slim, man. It's slim picking. So looking forward to it though. Looking forward to it. And yeah, man, it was really interesting to be able to check it out. The Pro Bowl is this weekend. I won't be checking it
I
out.
won't.
I know others will be checking it out. Shador Sanders got the nod to play to be an AFC quarterback in the Pro Bowl over the likes of Trevor Lawrence, over the likes of other AFC quarterbacks played well this year. Let's see.
So here's what I found out. So I looked up the people in the Pro Bowl, and Trevor Lawrence is actually in there.
Okay.
I think Josh Allen is actually in there now. If they actually decide to go and play, that's a different story. But we really have to cut this out. I kind of wish that the whole Pro
Yeah,
Bowl,
I
since
don't
they're
know if
trying
they're
to
playing or
revamp
not.
this whole thing,
But
let's go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm just really looking forward to see, get past this week and get it to Super Bowl week. That's really where it gets interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. As we look ahead to the NFL Hall of Fame snub list, well, it's not a snub list, the NFL Hall of Fame list of 2025. And one name that was supposed to be there and that was not there is Bill Belichick, right? Yes, you heard that right, Bill Belichick. I felt the same way. What? And for him to not at least get 80% of Hall of Fame votes is blasphemy.
Bruh.
Like, you can't make this up. So, that was the biggest news that, biggest shocker that we've probably heard since, people said, LeBron said, I'm taking my talents to Miami. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it, right? And I don't think it's the biggest shock of that, because some people knew he was leaving, but the feeling you got behind that response or that news was, it was crazy, right? Some people felt, was happy about it. Some people were sad about it, but I don't think anybody is on board with, the fact that Bill Belichick did not make the Hall of Fame, right? I mean, this is a 9-time Super Bowl champion, right? An 8-time Super Bowl champion, excuse me, right? He won 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots, and then he won 2 Super Bowls as a Giants coordinator, right? I mean, this guy has 333 wins in the regular season, right? He has an all-time total only behind Don Shula at 347.
TNT having some issues.
Right. You know, like I'm talking about
Bill
Bill Belichick
Belichick
right
and him
now.
not getting into the Hall of
But
Fame for some strange reason.
right, I mean, that's blasphemy. Like, I mean, it's really it's absurd to even think about. Like I was just saying to these guys, it kind of
They could have
equivalent to
really
like
tried to
how
spin it and just
the
said
biggest
that,
news since
we
we heard
wanted to
about
put
LeBron
Bill Belichick in.
leaving Cleveland going to Miami. Like so. I mean, it's just crazy to think about. And what I'm looking for the list now of the Hall of Famers that got
Did
elected
you
and that
know
he
they
did
only
not get
let one
elected. Like,
quarterback in per year?
like who,
Not
like what's
quarterback,
going
but
on here?
coach.
Right? You got guys like Eli Manning,
Oh
Luke
my God,
Kuechly,
the connection.
Adam Vinatieri, right? Let's see here. No, that's for last year. I mean, it's like I said, it's no big deal to me personally, even though I think it's crazy. We can't do anything about it, but this has to be studied. This has to be studied of how Bill Belichick did not receive the nod into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So yeah, you did have players, Willie Anderson, Luke Kuechly, Torrey Holt, Adam Vinatieri, Drew Brees, Jaheir Evans, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Eli Manning, Terrell Suggs, Reggie Wayne, Kevin Williams, Jason Witten, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yanda. And I don't know how many of those guys actually got in, but that was the list. That was the finalist list. So I guess if you're a finalist, that means you are in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, for those guys to be on that list and Bill Belichick not to be on that list it's insane, right? This is something that you have to. I don't know. I mean, and then of course Eli Manning will be there, right? Eli Manning is the guy who took down Tom Brady and Bill Belichick twice in the Super Bowl, right? But to be able to not make it, I mean, this guy's the most. Like I said, he's only behind one other coach for the most wins in the NFL regular season. Again, 8 Super Bowls, 6 as a head coach. Like, I mean, you can't make this up. He literally made the Patriots relevant. The dynasty of the Patriots is Bill Belichick at the head and then Tom Brady. So yeah, I don't know what's going on, but looking forward to see how it continues. And my cousin actually had technical difficulties, so he will not be joining us for the rest of the show. But still, man, looking forward to see, how who else gets into the Hall of Fame and who doesn't. What other breaking news comes out. We'll look to have coverage here. But so make sure y'all tune in on Saturday for more updates for the NFL Hall of Fame list. And then, we'll see how it unfolds. But looking forward to it. Moving on to the NBA. So NBA results from this week is as follows. From last night's matchups in the NBA, we had the Hawks defeat the Celtics 117-106. The Cavaliers absolutely dominated LeBron and the Lakers with his emotional return back to Cleveland, 129-99. We had the Pacers defeat the Bulls 113-110. The Magic defeated the Heat 133-124. The Knicks dominated the Raptors 119-92. The Hornets defeated the Grizzlies 112-97. That's dominating too. They dominated. The Timberwolves defeated the Mavericks 118-105. The Warriors dominated the Jazz 140-124. And we had the Spurs defeat the Rockets 111-99. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 7 p.m. on Prime Video, we're going to have the Wizards hosting the Bucks. We're going to have the Kings going up against the 76ers. The Hawks will be hosting the Houston Rockets. The Heat will be going up against the Bulls. The Mavericks hosting the Hornets. The Nets going up against the Nuggets. The Suns hosting the Pistons. And tonight at 9:30 p.m. on Prime Video, we're going to have Ant-Man and the Wolves hosting SGA and the Timberwolves. For Friday's matchups in the NBA, tomorrow night, excuse me, I think the internet is messing up everywhere. Tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN, the Magic will be hosting the Raptors. The Lakers going up against the Wizards. The Celtics going up against the Kings. The Trailblazers going up against the Knicks. The Pelicans hosting the Grizzlies. The Cavaliers going up against the Suns. The Nuggets hosting the Clippers. The Nets going up against the Jazz. And tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on ESPN, Cade Cunningham and the Pistons will be on the road against Steph Curry and the Warriors tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on ESPN. So be on the lookout as the NBA season continues. Moving on to the Unrivaled League. Unrivaled League basketball results from this past week is as follows. We do have games tonight also, so be on the lookout for that. So from this past weekend, the games results were as follows. We had the Breeze and the Laces matchup this week. Looking for the full scoreboard here. Matchups from Friday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is as follows. The Breeze defeated the Lunar Owl 75-68. The Laces dominated the Hive 70-52. The Mist defeated the Vinyl 76-71. The Rose Basketball Club defeated the Phantom 84-74. And Monday night, we had the Hive defeat the Lunar Owls 74-73. And the Laces defeated the Breeze 80-67. For tomorrow night's matchup on True TV or TNT at 7:30 p.m., the Phantom will be hosting the Breeze Basketball Club, and at 8:45 p.m., the Rose Basketball Club will be going up against the Lunar Owls tomorrow night on TNT or True TV. Be on the lookout. Moving on to the National Hockey League. National Hockey League results from last night is as follows. The National Hockey League has been getting spicy, and I'm looking forward to being able to check out some games this week coming up. Me and my father-in-law, we're going to be checking out some sporting events next week, so looking forward to that. This is something that we've spoken about for a long time, so I'm looking forward to this to be able to create this memory and just enjoy one another's time and have a good time. So from Wednesday's matchups in the National Hockey League, results are as follows. The Bruins, from Wednesday's matchups last night in the National Hockey League, Islanders defeated the Rangers 5-2. The Blue Jackets defeated the Flyers 5-3, and the Senators defeated the Avalanche 5-2. For today's matchups, kicking off later on tonight at 7 p.m., the Bruins will be hosting the Flyers, the Kings going up against the Sabres, the Canadiens hosting the Avalanche, the Jets going up against the Lightning, the Devils hosting the Predators, the Islanders going up against the Rangers, the Penguins hosting the Blackhawks, the Mammoth going up against the Hurricanes, the Red Wings hosting the Capitals, the Blues hosting the Panthers, the Flames going up against the Wild, the Oilers hosting the Sharks, the Ducks going up against the Canucks, the Kraken hosting the Maple Leafs, and the Golden Knights are hosting the Stars. For Friday's matchups tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. on primetime, National Hockey League Network, Blackhawks will be hosting the Blue Jackets. Pull back up on Saturday's Sports Huddle to get updated information from the National Hockey League. Wrapping up the Sports Huddle today, ladies and gentlemen, with NCAA men's and women's top 25. NCAA men's top 25 results from last night's is as follows. From Wednesday's matchups, we had number 25 St. John's defeat Butler 92-70. We had a dominating performance by number 19 Florida over South Carolina 95-48. And we had number 10 Houston defeat TCU 79-70. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 7 p.m. on FS1, we have number 8 Iowa State hosting Colorado. And then tonight at 9 p.m. on FS1, we have number 9 Illinois hosting Washington. For Friday's matchups in the NCAA men's top 25, we have a top 10 ranked matchup in the Big Ten. Number 7 Michigan State will be hosting number 3 Michigan at 8 p.m. on Fox. And then tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on CBS, number 21 St. Louis will be hosting Dayton. NCAA women's top 25. Last night's matchup from January 28th, we had number 2 UCLA defeat Illinois 80-67. We had an upset out of Washington in the top 25 ranked matchup. Number 25 in Washington defeated number 16 Maryland in a double overtime victory 83-80. We had unranked Iowa State with the upset over number 21 Texas Tech 84-70. We had number 1 UConn absolutely dominate Xavier 97-39. For tonight's matchups, kicking off at 6 p.m. on ESPN, number 12 TCU will be hosting Kansas. We got a top 25 ranked matchup in the SEC. Number 23 Georgia, the Lady Dogs, will be hosting number 24 Alabama, the Lady Crimson Tide. at 6:30 p.m. on the SEC Network. The men's Georgia Bulldogs fell out the top 25. The women's Georgia Bulldog made their way into the top 25. So go Dogs. Hopefully they can be able to keep their position and continue to continue to rise in the ranks. And hopefully the Georgia Bulldogs men's basketball program can figure it out because we've lost back-to-back games. So number 13, Michigan State defeated Purdue. They faced Purdue tonight. Number 15, Tennessee hosting Mississippi State. Number 4, Texas on the road against Florida. Number 9, Michigan on the road against Indiana tonight at 7 p.m. on Peacock for a Big Ten matchup. Number 10, Oklahoma hosting Texas A&M. Number 6, LSU hosting Arkansas. Number 7, Louisville going up against Stanford tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Number 11, Ohio State hosting Wisconsin. Number 20, Duke going up against Miami at 8 p.m. on the ACC Network. Number 3, South Carolina going up against Auburn tonight at 9 p.m. on the SEC Network. And also, South Carolina is coming off a huge victory over number 11 Vanderbilt. They ended their 20-game win streak when South Carolina beat them this past weekend. And then we have number 8 Iowa on the road against USC tonight at 9 p.m. on Peacock. For Friday's matchups tomorrow, we got number 5 Vanderbilt on the road against number 17 Ole Miss. Vanderbilt is looking to get back on track and get another win on the win column side. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. on the SEC Network Plus. And then we have number 19 Princeton hosting Columbia. So thank you all for being here today. Sorry for the choppy episode, kind of sort of. My cousin was here at one point, but this winter storm is kind of having effects on service. After the storm has passed, the service has not really been the best. So, technical difficulties was a part of the reason why the ringside coverage was not presented today, but still pull back up on Saturday. I know my cousin is still going to be looking to give fun facts about the Royal Rumble. He's also going to give his prediction of who's going to win the Royal Rumble. Also, he'll have prediction of who has the most eliminations and who has the most time in the Royal Rumble this weekend. So shout out to Saudi Arabia. The Royal Rumble will be there this weekend. Looking forward to being able to hear my cousin insight. But again, if you have not done so already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. But also go check out my cousin Mad Matt on Just Unconventional Podcast. His podcast is phenomenal, great content, and he's very insightful on so many different sports topics. But he definitely specializes in the wrestling world. So go check him out. Appreciate everybody love and support to my sponsors and everybody else who support me. Love y'all. Until next time. Peace.